Statistics from the United Nations Children's Fund state that African youth are the least connected, with around 60% of them not online, compared with just 4% in Europe. While digital technology brings opportunities for learning and education to children, especially in remote regions, digital access is becoming the new dividing line, as millions of the children who could most benefit from digital technology are missing out. 15-year-old Abdul Malik Husseini lives with his grandparents. With schools globally moving to online learning due to the global pandemic, he says studying alone was difficult, but with his tablet, headphones and notebook, he can now join classes virtually and continue learning.
So during the lockdown, I felt that learning with textbooks and notebooks isn't going to be enough for me. So I came up with the idea of creating things and coding. So having an opportunity like this will help me and build my self-confidence to be sure that, I haven't missed anything during the lockdown.
Margaret Okoye is 14 years old. She also says learning on her own was tasking, and not being physically in school made it more difficult to focus. But with her digital device, she doesn't have her education disrupted anymore.
When I was not using this device, I was not really comfortable with the way I was. Sometimes it was boring. I feel like I was not learning anything. I would just leave it alone, then go back inside, and sometimes I will leave it alone. I will be watching movie because it was not interesting, it was not fun. But when they gave us the device, sometimes I don't like watching movie because I'm busy with it. So it has improved a lot. Because I've been able to learn during this online class, I understand more better in class.
According to UNICEF, digital divides also mirror prevailing economic gaps, amplifying the advantages of children from wealthier backgrounds and failing to deliver opportunities to the poorest and most disadvantaged children. To ensure that children in underserved communities continually have access to education in these times, Slum2School, a volunteer-driven development organization, through its virtual and cluster learning program, is ensuring that almost 1,000 youth are connected to remote learning.
But it wasn't just enough providing devices for them, because one thing was giving them devices to learn, and that thing was monitoring to be sure that they were learning. And we wanted to be sure that they were also engaging. And so the next question was, how do we ensure that we can engage with them and see that their learning is making some significant progress? So besides the learning management platforms, we also wanted to have a physical engagement, almost like a pseudo classroom. We wanted to be able to see them, we wanted them to be able to see us. We wanted to have a classroom.
We set up this studio to ensure that children who were learning previously were not left behind because of the fact that schools were shut down. And so we needed an effective and efficient system that could accommodate as many children as possible. And this was just the best solution, for us. Our greatest impact is not just the numbers. It's in the reformation of a mindset and saying that our kids are already taking over from us or are already learning to do the things that we are doing. They're taking responsibility not just for themselves, but for other children and for their communities, and it's so inspiring.
Although there's been a gradual reopening of schools, especially for students in exiting classes, majority of the children are still at home. And as remote learning is fast becoming a norm, ensuring that no child is left out in the learning process is key, so that children like Malik and Margaret can fulfill their potential.